Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles
Hey, everybody.
coming to you live from Arizona, hot 100-plus degree weather, Arizona. But we have some amazing information to share with you with an absolutely spectacular special guest. But before we do, as always, Marcy's got some up-to-date announcements to get you back in the know over the long Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, guys, first of all, thank you so much if you're on here with us live. We love having you here with us every single week, but we also know that many of you are like us that want to rewatch this over and over again, or maybe you're just not able to be here live. So make sure that you go and you subscribe to Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, but you also hit that bell so you get notified when we upload new content each and every week. We don't want you to miss out on this amazing information. Plus, guys, it is our responsibility not just to bring you some amazing guests with motivation for you, but to keep you on point with your compliance and building your business. So if you have not done this yet, go into your back office, quit clicking out of it, watch the dang 9-minute video. It's awesome, it's quick, it's very informative, and it's giving you the information you need to be able to protect your business and to help LifeVantage be protected clear all the way through, because we're never going to be done. We always have to be taking care of mama, right?
Absolutely.
So go watch that today.
Oh my gosh, the monthly marketing playbook. This is just, when this started back in March, the executives, the corporate people, the marketing team, just the absolute visionaries of the company decided to get together and give us something that would equip us in the social media platforms that we're on, to be able to give us shareables, to be able to give us information. And this monthly marketing playbook spun out of that. And it has been absolutely incredible ever since its release with the product of the month. Right now, we are flipping the focus switch with our bundles on focus, the blog announcements that come out, the shareables that we can put on our Facebook posts and things of that nature and other social media platforms. Just absolutely spectacular. So if you have not yet utilized this, shame on you. Start today. Get in there, teach your teams. The monthly marketing playbook is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so all the content that you need to be able to build your business with that social media calendar, but on top of that, with all the information you need for the promotions, for the live opportunity overviews that there is available for you to be inviting to. The most cash-rich promotion that LifeVantage has ever offered is going through the end of this month. You still have the opportunity to reach a new rank, return to a rank, or mentor others to do the same to be able to earn amazing cash prizes. Make sure that you go to your replicated website down to the bottom under the promos and look at all of the details and all of the cash that is available for you to take home just by building your business and helping other people to do the same. It's exactly what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Make extra money doing it.
Oh my gosh, the ITT Invite Tool Team System is in full gear. The launch guide is out. People are using it like crazy and starting to see absolutely explosive growth in their businesses. So please jump on this. And as you can see from our biohackingaging.com, the introduction site, the invite into this situation, please utilize it. If you're not familiar with it, please get familiar with it, navigate through it, check out how amazing of a tool it is, and unbelievable overviews, making sure that we have that tool that you're inviting people to so they can see all the information that we have.
Yeah, and each and every week on Tuesday nights, the company is allowing us to participate in this amazing corporate-wide overview where an elite or a master distributor is presenting the opportunity to your guests. So make sure that you're inviting every single Tuesday night. This week, we are blessed to have Elite Pro 7, Shauna Mucklow. If you remember, she was on our call, like 6 weeks ago, teaching on social media, and she's just amazing. She's going to be presenting the LifeVantage opportunity on the Taking Control overview tomorrow night. And ours.
There is ours every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. At the times listed there, you can see that we have a full live opportunity overview for you to invite your guests to, get them in front of the information and start to help them understand the magnitude of what we're all working with every single day.
Yeah, and these are open to LifeVantage company-wide. So whether you're part of Team Freedom Reigns or not, please take note of these. And if you have a guest that's ready to see the information, we would be just privileged to be able to help share it with them for you. So take advantage of these tools. plus success mastery. This is what the company has just really stepped up and stepped into and helping us to become professionals in leading in our LifeVantage businesses. So if you need help with any product education, skills training, calls to action, and success stories for your, quiver, that belief quiver, make sure that you are participating in these success mastery trainings every single Saturday, 90 minutes of your time at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We don't know who's going to be presenting this week, but there has not been one week that has been a letdown. So if you miss it, you just might be missing the best one yet. So don't miss it.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, guys. So I am so excited for our special guest tonight. Miss Becki Taylor. She is just a precious, sweet friend of mine, and she just holds a place in my heart because she has the biggest heart that I have ever met in such a small little person. She's just perfect. So what I can tell you about Becki is that she is married. She is the mother of 4 adult children, and she is blessed to be the grandma of 10 amazing grandchildren, which that's why we don't kill our adult kids, is because they give us the grandbabies, right? We absolutely love those grandbabies. But she's been in real estate for 17 years, and she has actually been a traditional business owner for 11 years. And she said yes to helping us in sharing her story, sharing her excitement about LifeVantage. But she's really curious. She really wants to know, what's your excuse? So Ms. Becki Taylor, can you please join us on this call today? Because we are so excited for you to share with our team your heart, your spirit, and just passion, baby, passion.
Well, I could not be more blessed than to have been invited on to your call tonight. So thank you guys so much. I'll tell you, for those of you that are watching now or maybe going to be watching the replay, do you not agree that you guys have like 2 of the most amazing, powerful leaders, I would say, in our entire company? These 2 people have just set themselves apart as heart-led, powerful, encouraging, and equippers. And I hope that you guys would know how equipped you are with who you have. And coming from one leader to you, knowing the leaders that we have in our company, I'd say you guys struck gold, A++. So I kid you not, they're the best. They're my dear friends. We love each other. We embrace each other. We cannot wait to hug each other next time we get to see them. So anyway, so again, my name is Becki Taylor. Thank you all for being a part of this call tonight and inviting me on this call. I just feel so blessed to be able to be here and to share with you. So just a quick little snippet of my journey. And yes, I have been a real estate professional for 17 years, been in the building industry for going on 18 years now. And when I hit the industry in 2004, officially where I became a realtor, it was a crazy fast market. And then all of us know what happened in 2007 and 8 when life hit the wall and I slowly slid down that cement wall in real estate. And it was very scary, turbulent 2 years from that point on. And I thought to myself, I really don't want this to happen in my life again. I made it through, eked through in real estate, came out the other side, and then a slow climb back. So going back in 2006, like just before that, I actually was in a life-changing accident that snapped my neck in half. So that kind of literally snapped it in half. The bone didn't just crack. It was like, and it was a miracle story. God loves me a lot. And so I suffered no life-altering injuries that other than I was in a halo. And if you ever say hi to me, I'll show you my 2 little scars that are in my forehead because I had to wear the big body cast, but only for 8 weeks. When they did an x-ray on me 8 weeks later, the doctor shook their head and said, "You've healed like a teenager," and I had everything taken off. So it was a real miraculous story. But then fast forwarding, as time would go on, little did I know that the residual trauma that happened. And whenever we get struck with trauma, guess what? Our body's filled with oxidative stress. And back in those days, I didn't have any way to remove that. So I would say by late 2012, I was starting to get a little bit foggy in my energy and adrenals, and everything started going downhill at that point. And insert 2015 where somebody sent me a mind-blowing video, ABC Primetime Investigative Report like we still use today, and my jaw was on the table. And when I heard that a report had come out just in 2015 from Washington State University, which I'm from Washington State, that said, one of the quotes, many amazing quotes, that this is the most extraordinary therapeutic and the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And we take out one of the extraordinaries, but if you were to read that 28-page paper, the word is there twice. I'm like, a medical university portion of a university just called something extraordinary twice in the research paper. If that's half true, I'm in. I would take one extraordinary. They used two. I signed, I was in. I dove in with both feet. Just so happened to be the busiest, craziest year in real estate in my life. It was a bumper year. I couldn't have possibly been busier. So at that time, I'm like, I don't know if I have time for this. And my husband's like, you really don't want to do this. Really, you really want to join another multi-level company. And because I've done one before and I had a traumatic experience and I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. But I had the moral obligation to share this. I'm like, I have to do it. So I went soaring in and I just jumped in with both feet, you guys. And I had learned that there are a lot of excuses out there. And I had them all. You guys. I had every excuse there was to be too busy, to not be able to do this, to have 4 grandchildren, to have many grandchildren. And I had babies at the time that were brand new. I had 2 of my 2 grandchildren born within 2 months of each other. And then I would have twins later. And of course I'm Nana. And of course I can be there to help. So I had a lot of excuses to not dive in and just dive right into this. So I had to make a reason bigger to do it than the excuses not to do it. And lately, you guys, I'd say we are in a time that's happened in our state of the world that the excuses are easier to make right now, especially. They're even easier than it was before all this is going on. And what I have found is that what would happen, you guys? What would really happen if we made no excuses? If we disallowed ourselves to make excuses anymore about anything, what would our life be like? What would your relationships be like? Well, but they started it. And so I can respond to what they started. That's an excuse, right? To respond maybe in an unhealthy manner to a relationship, a loving relationship. What about your health? What if you literally had no more excuse that I just don't have time to go take a walk around the block even. I just don't have time. All the excuses. What if you made none? What about your business? And of course, that's what I'm here to encourage you guys on. And I hope that in doing it, it encourages it flows over on all other areas of your life, because business is just one aspect of success. If you're not taking care of this and this and this, that's part of your success. If you're in a relationship with someone, whether it's your children, whether it's your significant other, then you want to have a success and you want to have a win in that. So what if you took away every excuse and you just said, all right, from this day forward, no more excuses. Okay? Just think about that for a minute. Now, every one of you may have heard of this before. And if you have, awesome. If you haven't, awesome. But I am going to reshare something with you that I would imagine almost every one of you have heard about. And if you haven't, I'll share with you tonight, and I'll even give you its source. And this is something that has been literally revolutionary for me. And I heard this concept, oh gosh, now, I would say 9 years ago. And have I used it all the time? No, I haven't, but I want to. I really do. And I feel because I've been asked for tonight, I feel re-energized in my own choice, in my own constitution to do what I'm going to be talking with you about. The mind is designed to do 3 things. Our mind, now this is our mind, not your literal brain. Your mind is designed to do 3 things. One of them, it's designed to keep you alive. Its whole purpose is to keep your body alive, right? So that's one of the things. 2, it's when you sleep, half of your mind sleeps and the other half stays awake so that it can catalog memories and hold memories. So you have one half of your brain that will sleep, and then the other half of your brain is going to be cataloging memories while you sleep. So that's the other function of your mind. The third function is to protect. And how it protects us is by magnifying the risks that we step into. So you look at a risk and it may be only this big, and it says, I'm going to put my hands out here, it says, actually it's only this big, but your mind says, whoa, it's this big. So that's one of the other purposes of your mind, is to protect you by magnifying the risk. Hence, where our excuses begin to come in. So the thing is, most of us know in almost every situation, guess what? We are equipped to know what to do. Almost in every situation in life. There's a few that we think, I really don't know what to do here, but guess what? The mind works, it searches, and then it knows. A lot of times you know from here, your intuition, right? Your intuition is usually the first thing that comes, and you know what to do. And that's just a part of us that's created into us from birth, is that intuition, that it knows what to do. But what happens when we know what to do, but this risk factor comes in, and we say, that's too big of a risk, even though you know what to do. So most of us know what to do, or what we could do in any given situation, or what we could do to change things for the better. And here's the excuse again. Let's say I'm going to go into the relationship. Let's just say that somebody just slapped you down with a comment that did not feel very good. So you're going to go back over and you're going to slap them back with a comment that's not going to make them feel very good either. You know what you could do in that moment. But guess what? You also know what you should do to change the situation for the better. And that would be probably to deactivate the situation, not escalate. So we know what to do, is my point here. We know how to make ourselves better, but yet, you know what we know how to do even more? Talk ourselves out of how to do it. And that's where this risk factor, so I'm going to keep doing this to say that that's what the brain is created to do, is to make that which is risky, but amplify it. Because your mind's going to say, that's not going to work anyway, so why do it? Why don't you just hit back, because it'll make you feel better, which it never really does. And it'll make them feel bad. And if you could just make them feel a little bit like you, maybe they'll relate. Again, we're talking about excuses here, right? So, all right, here's where it's going to get down to. This is where it's going to get familiar, maybe. How many of you that are watching this now, and I can see your comments if they pop up real quick, but I don't see if on Facebook. And of course, I won't see you in the future, but how many of you have ever heard of the 5-second rule? How many of you have forgotten that you heard about the 5-second rule? Yeah, I forget about it all the time. And it literally is one of the easiest, most powerful strategies that I think has come down the pike for life and for business in a really long time. And we all, yes, so I see you coming up. Yep, I've heard of the 5-second rule. Good. Now tell me, when was the last time you used the 5-second rule? Oh, I couldn't remember. I was like, oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that have a lot of pet peeves right now. I'm going to squirrel, half a second, squirrel. A lot of people that have a lot of pet peeves right now. And we're hearing about them. You scroll along on Facebook, and you're going to see all the pet peeves about what, how, who, why, and everything else. And we all have them, right? Guess what one of my biggest pet peeves are? Excuses. Oh my word. Oh, excuses, excuses, excuses. My children, when they were growing up in my home, they would have an excuse for everything, and there was no excuse for it. The truth be known, there really isn't an excuse for most things that we give excuses for. It is actually my pet peeve. And so I try to catch myself when I make an excuse for something. How many of you will make an excuse and then you'll say following that excuse, well, I really don't have an excuse, but here it is anyway. We do that all the time. I really don't have an excuse for that, but this was the excuse that I gave when I gave my excuse. Oh my word. I drive myself crazy, but that's how other people drive me crazy as well, is by these excuses. So Mel Robbins is the gal that created this brain hack, and it truly is a brain hack because we need to interrupt our brain, and we need to interrupt it by tricking it before it can turn on and create the excuse. You have to trick it into getting something done before the excuse comes. And that's the magic. And, you know, getting up in the morning is probably the easiest illustration where your alarm goes off. How many of you don't even have an alarm right now? I don't. I don't even have an alarm. I kind of let my body be the alarm, but at the time when my body alarm goes off pretty early, but I still don't get up as quickly as I should. And I don't have any excuse. But I just thought, what if I laid in bed and put the 5-second rule to work and say, okay, tomorrow morning, and I'm actually going to do this because this is what I've made up my mind to do. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I know it's a time to get out of bed. It's not 4:30 in the morning. I can get up. If it's then, I can have an excuse to go back to sleep because it's not early. But let's say I go 5, 4, 3, covers off, 2, on my feet, 1. Okay, I'm out of bed, and that's it. And I've gotten out of bed and put my feet on the ground before my mind says, just roll over. You can easily stay in bed for another half hour. But what if I didn't? So that's just one example. If you're an alarm person, a lot of people have a snooze. And even on your phone, you know, all you have to do is practically pick up your phone and it snoozes itself. How many of you have an alarm on your phone that snoozes itself? Oh my word. What's with that? They've made it way too easy to snooze, to go snoozing on your phone. Just pick it up. Oh, snooze for 10 minutes. Oh, good. What if you didn't do that anymore? So brain hacks, let's take the excuse away of this and use the 5-second rule. So you know what? The 5-second rule happens because let's say this person, this is a way I love to do business too. I have a lot of ways that I love, but I do a lot of my business by my heart because God, I feel like I get people that all of a sudden come into my mind, or they've run across my path and they're like, say something. And I just wait long enough and then all of a sudden it comes out and says, well, it's not going to work anyway. They're just way too busy. They just can't afford it. How many of you tell yourself about another person? How many of us spend way too much time making excuses for them? And that then becomes your excuse for not being able to talk to them. What if you said, what if? What if you were like 5, 4, type, here's a phone number, 3, 2, send. What if you didn't let your brain talk them out of it? And what I mean by talk them out of it, what I mean is you're telling yourself that they're going to say something that they haven't even said yet. We call it prejudging. That's another word that we were in our training. We said, don't prejudge someone. But I want you guys to look at it as you are already making an excuse for them. And we make up enough of our own excuses. When we start adapting somebody else's excuses for them, we're going to completely get stalled in our business. We're going to get stalled in our relationships. If we just make an excuse for them and say, well, you know what, they probably won't forgive me anyway, so I might as well not apologize or ask for forgiveness because they probably won't forgive me anyway. Again, you've just made an excuse for them, which then impacted your own excuse. So I am going to challenge you today that 5 seconds, many, many times a day, can literally change your life. To make a 5-second decision, to give yourself a 5-second window. I had that opportunity today as I had a couple gals come over to my home that bought one of my leather chairs from the internet, and they walk in my house I'm steaming just quick steaming, some flash steaming, some spinach to make spinach pucks to put in my shakes. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Another story, another time. I'm making spinach pucks, frozen spinach pucks. So, and then they're asking me, well, what's all that all about? So then I told them what it was for. I'm like, you're just so healthy and so vibrant. What are you using? And I just wanted to say, oh, thank you, you know, and all of a sudden my brain's like, do not just say thank you. You tell them why you're so healthy and vibrant. 5, 4, okay, well, this is really what my secret, you know, is. And I began to share. They called another friend over. This all happened literally minutes before I got on this call. They called another friend over. And next thing I know, I'm having 2 people that are looking at this for business. All because I decided to just back up and go, let's not make an excuse and let them get in and out of the house. So, you know, 5 seconds of not excusing this person. They were here to get a couch. They're not here to be hearing about anything else. They're here to get a chair. And I could have excused my way right out of that and just said, thank you, you know, and they just complimented me on my energy, my hair, like you're a grandma, what? You know, what's with all that? Instead of using that as an opportunity to take out my little basket of tri-synergizers and say, honestly, to be honest, this is really what makes me tick and what's keeping me so healthy right now. So the 5-second window, within that 5 seconds, guess what? That which is inside of you, your intuition knows exactly what to do. And guess what? Because of these amazing leaders of yours, you have tools. So your 5-second window is simply the invite. Here's the ITT. You've got a 5-second window at times. If a person comes to your mind, I want to guarantee you that that person is probably ready to hear about something, because that's just how the energy works. For whatever reason in this cosmic world, they probably are having a little bit of energy going on in their world that they're asking for something. And what if the answer was yours because all of a sudden this person came to mind? You got about 5 seconds to make the decision to send them an invite. Hey, I was just thinking about you. How random of you to pop into my mind. I'm sorry, but I really haven't thought about you for the last 6 months to a year. I you know, sorry, but I haven't. But all of a sudden, your face and name just dropped into my mind. What's going on in your life? How are you doing? Guess what? That's like the first door to the invite. I challenge you, if that 5 seconds happens and something happens, you jump through it. Don't go, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I haven't talked to that shame. You know, I haven't talked to that person for a half a year. How stupid it would look for me to talk to him now. Oh, is that an excuse that you're going to look stupid? Oh, is that an excuse that what are they going to think if I reach out to them after not reaching out to them for 6 months or a year? They're going to think that I'm just, what? That you thought about them? What are they going to think? Why are you making an excuse for them? You see how this works? Oh, I tell you what, our brain, here it goes again, right? Risk. Yeah. And when actually, it's probably more like this. They're probably going to feel you hug them. And that's really what it is. There's no risk, but our brain goes, whoa, that's too big of a risk. So that 5-second rule is literally a countdown. It's a countdown to that next invite. It's the countdown to say, I haven't followed up with that person, and now I feel stupid because I haven't followed up with them for almost 3 or 4 months. And it's like, oops. So are you going to make an excuse? Or are you going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, tool? Send them another tool of all these amazing tools that your leaders have provided for you. We have got them. So, you know, when you let an excuse happen, it literally inserts something into your brain. And guess what that insertion is? A complete block. It just stops everything. The only way to stop that block, and when here, I'm going to use this again. Here's your risk. Here's your risk. It's actually here, but your brain goes, whoa, you've got 5 seconds until that happens to your brain. You got about 5 seconds. So interrupt it. It's the divine, I'm going to call this the divine interruption. let's call it the divine interruption. Here's another one of my divine interruptions. I kid you not, I use it. That is another one of my divine interruptions where I'm just like scrambled. I'm like, get a grip, ding, you know, and it literally, it shifts my brain. So that 5 seconds is the divine interruption of that brain trying to give an excuse to you, and you go. So, you know, you can either walk in that kind of resistance, or you can begin to change the inside first. And that's really what it's going to take, you guys, to get rid of your excuse, or the excuse that you give someone else. And because you have every tool, every training, you have all you need, it's just going to take your choice to get into your heart, to make that decision, to interrupt the divine interruption. You've got 5 seconds. So what if you thought about life in 5-second intervals? What if you thought about every choice and every decision and boil it down to a 5-second window? Okay, you're sitting at your desk. I've been sitting at my desk. This is me, by the way. Sitting at my desk. I've been here for 3 hours sitting on my bum. Now, I just went and bought one of those little mini trampolines, and I stuck it out in my back deck under the cover. And so now I'm like, 5, 4, 3, 2, get up, get outside, and get on my trampoline. And just spend 10 minutes on my trampoline. Just go do it. So this is my next 5 seconds. It's just going to get me moving, get my feet moving, get my legs moving, because it's not always realistic where I live that I can go walking outside, because we have rain and it's just inclement weather, but I can hop on that trampoline, get my steps in on there, bounce around a little bit, do some twists, work on my, but I could easily say, I have got so much more work to do on my computer right now. It's not going to work anyway. I'm just going to go back to work for the next 2 hours and sit on my butt for another 2 hours. The next thing you know, it's 5 hours later. I'm like, I haven't even stood up. So that's going to be another 5 seconds. So living your life in these 5-second intervals, you guys, I believe it could be the key to unlocking every excuse and eliminating every excuse. And again, you guys, you have the best trainers. And they are known, I want you to know, they're known across LifeVantage as 2 of the finest trainers that we have in our company. And you've got them at your fingertips, 3-way calls. No excuse. They're here for you. They're here every day. They've devoted their entire lives to be here for you, to equip you. So there's no excuse. I don't want to call Marcy, Donnie. They're too busy. They're busy wanting to bless you and help you and grow you. Don't excuse for them. They'll let you know if they can't do it right now, but don't let your excuse be something that you put on them. Is that okay that I say that, you guys? Because that's exactly what you're here for, right? So you guys, I want to just say thank you. I love you all so much. And I just believe that success can be yours. Every single one of you that hear my voice, whether it's now or in the future, success is yours. It is yours completely and totally. And all you need to do sometimes is just think of it in a 5-second interval. Because you know what? There is no excuse and no reason why you cannot be the greatest you could ever be, because that's the way you were created. So with that, you guys, I'm going to call it a wrap and say thank you. I'm so blessed in just to be able to call. This company has changed my life. My trajectory of my entire future, you guys, changed 4.5 years ago. I am more excited 4.5 years later than the excited day that I signed up, because what we have here is double extraordinary. It is like double extraordinary. There's 2 extraordinaries, not 1. And if we had 1, it would have been enough, but we don't. We have 2. And we have a big, big future. And you guys, it's not even the end of the month. So if you're running for a goal or ranking, run, you guys. Run. You could rank in 7 days. Pro 3, rank somebody to a Pro 3. Go to Pro 5, whatever your goal is. This is the month to do it. So you've got another 7 days to run. I believe in you. Go run. No excuses. What if you took the next 8 days? Is it 8, you guys? Is it 8? Wait a minute. How many more days do we have left? 7?
7.5.
More than that. So 17. So we have a lot of 25, almost 24. You guys do the math. 7 days, even if it was 7 days, what if you took away every single excuse and led your life in 5-second intervals for the next 7 days? How much do you think you'd get done? Fearlessly. Talk about your name. Obviously, I love lions. Hello, that's one of your guys' logos. So come on, we're kindreds here. You can do this. So, all right, you guys.
Awesome.
I'll wrap this up.
Thank you so much, Becki. When you were saying about the 5-second intervals, I don't know where the original source was, but they say you can create a new habit in 21 days. And based on what you just said, I can just contend that you can create a new habit in 5 seconds. You just have to be the one to do that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown and do that over and over again. And the thing that I think you said of all this that was the most impactful for me is when we let our excuses deprive someone else of something they don't even know about. That is a shame and a tragedy. And I'd have to be completely transparent. It's like when you were saying that, it's like, wow, that sucks. And it's like, but what even sucks more is I do that. Got to stop doing that. So thank you for that reprogramming idea and the reminder that we are much better than we give ourselves credit for. And when we get rid of that mentality, and that, I love that approach too, that just that perception of when you put that, that what our brain does to us is just stop that in the 5-second rule. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you for blessing us with that.
Yeah. And I love the simplicity, sweetie, the simplicity of the 5 seconds, because the 28 days, that can be daunting, right? Thinking that it's going to take 28 days for me to change anything in my life. How about just doing it in the 5 seconds, right? Oh my gosh. I adore Mel Robbins, and I just love the examples and your presentation. Thank you so much for bringing your heart and your spirit and your passion for life, but also for LifeVantage. And I am so thankful that it brought us together, because I just adore you and your heart and how you care about this world.
My pleasure. Love you all so much. And I was blessed to be here with you all. Hope to see all of you that were on here again soon, someday.
Very soon. We need hugs for sure.
We sure do. Okay, you guys. Well, I will let you go. I don't know if you guys keep
You're awesome. Thank you. Yep, we'll get it all taken care of here.
Thank you so much, Becki. So, your leadership is exemplary. We appreciate it so much.
Yes.
All right. My pleasure. Love you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, Team Freedom Reigns. Remember, tomorrow night, you've got 2 overviews for you to be inviting to. You've got the corporate taking control. You've got the one that we do every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, you've got those live opportunity overviews to invite to. So first step in building your business, invite.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Have a great night.